Good afternoon, everybody. Wee Paddy from across the shuck. I hope yous are all doing well. And I hope you had a good weekend. I did. It was all right. Nice weekend. So, this is an open tag from RJ's Knives. And before we even get started, let me just say, RJ's about 30 subs short of getting over that 1,000 barrier. Now, if you're a YouTuber and you're watching this, look, go over and give him a sub. We all know what that felt like, waiting for that last few subs. It seemed to take forever. But let's go over there. And if you're just part of my channel and you like another good channel who does a lot of budget and medium price knives and the odd high one, but he's just a nice fella who has a lovely manner with him, and that's what we want to watch. So get over there, RJ's Knives, give him a sub, as many as you can. Tell him Paddy sent you, and let's keep our let's keep our what am I looking for? Oh my God, I've gone into words I don't know. Just tell him Paddy sent you. That'll do. So the subject of this is locking mechanisms, and your sort of favourite locking mechanisms are, yeah, I suppose it is favourite locking mechanisms. I've started for ones that I don't particularly like up to ones that I really do like. And this has changed over this could nearly have been reversed when I first started, because I wanted locking knives. I wanted, different actions, because I was just used to slip joints. So it has changed. It took a while. But it has. The first one I'm going to put up is a frame lock. Fantastic lock. Just a super, super lock. Invented by Chris Reeves. It is a super lock, except that a lot of knives you get, when you put your finger on that lock bar, it stops the action of the knives. So let me just show you. If I put my finger on the lock bar here, this knife is good. It works. But a lot of knives, if you've got any pressure on here at all, when you try to flip, it'll stop. They're not great for lefties. It gives them very little room to hold on to, which is usually on a lock bar side. They're quite narrow knives anyway, but it just doesn't give them a great, because where you want to put your thumb is right where that lock bar is, and I can't even do that. I can't open it, and I have no pressure. I'm just setting it on it. No pressure. I can't open it. So that's the reason why that has moved sort of from the top to the bottom. I'm not really into fidget knives as much now as what I was before. Yes, I do fiddle every now and then, but the lockback has got inherent problems that can affect anybody. My speech is terrible. The Para 3, and it has got Spyderco's top lock. And this is just like a liner lock up in reverse, although I believe it's supposed to be a bit stronger. So it's just a lockback liner. You just push this out of the way and it drops. It's a fantastic lock. It really is just a fantastic, easy to use lock. But I'm not a fidgeter anymore. I very rarely do that with knives. It's nice every now and then I get it out and have a wee fidget. But my problem with it is, when you have a fidgety lock system like this, and yes, you can keep your hands out of the way, but we're not all Mr. Careful. The amount of people I see that have cut it up because they've left a finger out a wee bit, just got careless down here and not done it when you're working and you're going to put it away. And I've done it myself. I've cut myself. I actually think this is quite dangerous, because it's getting people to drop your guard for the sake of a bit of a flick. Now, this is just my opinion. So that has really moved down the line for me. Really has. Another lock is the Lockback. Really good lock, really strong lock, ambidextrous, perfect for anybody. Again, this one isn't great unless you got a lefty. If you're a lefty and you use this, you're using your hand, you're grabbing with 2 fingers. That is not a safe way to use a knife. Do you know what I mean? That is just not a safe way, especially if you're going to go flicking. All you've got is that little grip. Dangerous. So it is inherently dangerous, I think. That it's great for fidgeters and it's great for those who spend hours practicing all the bits, but in practice, I've cut myself more with them locks than any other knives, I suppose. The Backlog is just a super lock. The only thing that people would have against backlocks is they're not exciting, but what they are is really good locks, and that's why I put them above these. This is a lovely lock. I can use my knife one-handed. Yeah, and I just keep my finger here, drop it. There you go. I can drop. This is so loose, this one. I can drop it. It'll just come straight down onto my finger, and I can close it one-handed. So this is starting to improve to me, because this is safety. This is safety first. Whereas on the Spyderco, you're flicking out and you might drop your hand in the wrong place. This, you're actually stepping back away, finger up here, you're safe. Yeah, I can drop it slowly, or I can move the finger back just that little bit, let it drop, and there we go. It's closed, and no fingers have gotten in the way of it. So I like that for the safety aspect. And a backlock's a really strong lock. The next one is a liner lock, and I really do like a liner lock. Right, you can open your knife. Now I know you're having to put your finger in the path if you hold it up here. But you should never do that anyway. When you're going to close the knife, do it here. You've got complete control. Take your hands completely out of the way, and away you go. There's your lock closed. I don't understand why you have to do a liner lock and drop it down on your thumb and all this. You don't need to do that. That's gadgety. That's tricks. We're talking about knives that you like for a reason. Mine would be safety. Never undo. And especially if it's free dropper. This one isn't a free dropper, but I can open that there quite safely. It's not going to drop. But a liner lock, keep it flat, unlock it, put it to there, drop it. Absolutely safe. I don't agree with the fact that a liner lock can be dangerous because you're opening the knife in the path of yourself. It shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't have to do that. And again, probably the best of my modern sort of locks is the Axis lock. It is just super safe, ambidextrous. It's absolutely super. Your hand is nowhere near it. So as far as modern knives and modern locking, this has got to be the safest of the lot for me. It's a good strong lock. It is easy to use once you get the hang of it. But the other thing is, it's easy to open as well. And you just put it in that lock position without getting your hands anywhere near it. Even if you, like I done there, I just didn't get it all the way. It's so easy just to tap it the rest of the way down. But I mean, not behind the camera. This just does that every time, and my hands are away from it because I just keep them on the paper clip, the pocket clip. So again, that would be my favorite of the modern type locking knives. But as you know, I've graduated into slip joints. And I've got a modern one, and it's a modern traditional, but this is a typical slip joint lock. Slip joint? Oh, for goodness sake. Slip joint lock, and this is a slip joint lock. And the reason I'm separating them, this is the Rick Hinder, this is the XM18 Slippy Slicer. Flips, sorry boys. But this is one hand openable, which I really do find if I'm working or doing something where I need to concentrate, or I'm holding something with one hand, this is the knife. This is why this is the best work knife for me ever. This is just the ultimate. And I don't understand why more modern day slip joint makers of modern knives and shapes don't use this. I really don't. It's a one you can put a little, either you put a thumb stud or whatever on there. This is a little knob. You can move this up and down, this thumb stud. I just love it. But this is made to be safe. It's a slip joint. So what do slip joints do that are going to frighten people? They do that. They close with just, if somebody, it's never happened to me, honestly, never happened to me, where you open it up and you whack something and it'll come back and it'll cut you. But Rick Hinder, I don't know how long he spent doing it, and I don't know whether he has patented. I don't think it's patented because it's just a forward choil. That's all you have to do. Work around that mechanism, forward choil. When you've got your finger up here, this is the safest slip joint of the lot. It's the safest knife. It'll give you a warning because you'll feel it closing. If it's going to do that, never happened to me. But it has happened to me when I've gone to pull out. And if you haven't got your finger in the forward choil, if you're going to pull out of something and you just forget it's a slip joint, it'll close. But Rick Hinder had that covered. Look at that. When I'm holding back here, look at the clearance. And it's only a small forward choil. It makes this knife ultra safe to match any of these. I love this lock. It's a slip joint lock, but adapted to modern knives. It's just fantastic. My favorite work knife because it's a slip joint. I just love it. I really genuinely love this knife. As a safe, real safe option for somebody who's a bit nervous with knives that are slip joints. This is excellent. But I wish the budget knives would get into this habit of making that forward choil so that people who are just going into slip joints or are just trying them for the first time, they feel safe using them. But my favourite of the whole lot is just the ordinary slip joint. But an ordinary slip joint with a strong back spring. You know, I have my Arthur Wrights here, another strong back spring. Love this knife, love using it, working with it. Never found anything that is going to worry me. The nice thing I like is the noise, the feel of it, the interaction you get with that bit of metal when it's closing. It's just absolutely lovely. Locked up for you. There it is. I can put this here. If this was to go, there you go. If you've got a good ricasso, you're going to be safe. You know, it's not even going to nip you. That is perfect. Jack Wolf's knife, by the way. An absolutely perfect modern interpretation of a slip joint. And I put it there because it's made well, and it's made the way every slip joint can be made, with a high enough ricasso that when you're holding there, not on the ricasso, when you're holding just on the knife itself, the handle itself, if that comes, you're safe. Absolutely safe, no problem whatsoever. And I love the interaction I get with my knife when I'm opening it, when I'm closing it, walk and talk, whether it's a, and I just wanted to show you, this is exactly the same. When I'm opening this doesn't have a half stop. It just gives me an interaction with my knife, and I love the sound of it. That makes me feel safe. Now, these were just my views. I honestly believe this, for slip joints, these two operations I think are fantastic. Please, please, makers, think about it when you're going to make a modern slip joint. That forward choil makes it safe for anybody. And especially if you got kids, I think that's a great lock. I just wish more would do it. The benches, the Benchmade, I just love it. The Axis lock is fantastic. There's so many more of them about now, which is great. And the liner lock, just a basic little liner lock, I think is so simple, so straightforward, safe. That's my middle of the road, and then these ones are my favourite at the top. So there you go. I hope that was clear as muck, because I felt like I've stumbled right all the way through it. But thank you very much for watching. And RJ, thank you so much for the opportunity just to set your knives out. And I really had to think in an order which I wanted to put them, which was nice. But if you use the knife safely, it doesn't matter what lock you've got. The lock safety is just you using your knife right. So flicking and doing all these things, if you get cut, well, there you go. That's life. I do it myself and I get cut. But honestly, I very, very, very rarely cut myself with a slip joint. So there you go. Take care, everybody. Paddy's away. Bye now.